Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we are at property address 208 East Illinois Street in Newburgh. Located in the crawl space, we've gone through a joint in the ABS, 3-inch ABS pipe. I've already inserted the camera here about 4 or 5 feet in. We are right outside the foundation. I'm going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. And it's going to transition here in just a moment to cast iron pipe. Here we go. And here at 5 feet from, I zeroed the camera out there just a moment ago. We're 5 feet from that 0 point, and it transitions here to, still looks like 4-inch, but it's now terracotta pipe. And right here, just at the transition, it looks like the terracotta pipe is cracked. You can see the piece of pipe that's splintering off there. Do have some roots coming through here at 18 feet out. And here at 52 feet out, it does look like we've got some more roots coming through. Yeah, they're coming through the top end down by the flow line. More roots here at 54 feet. Right now the roots are not currently as it comes through. Feet. And here at 65 feet out, I believe that we have reached the main lateral. I'll do locates to verify the location of this spot, and then we'll start rolling back and mapping out the stuff like the roots and whatnot for repair. Okay, I did locate the camera head. We're about 4 feet out into the street on Illinois, and it's lining up with the paint markings there on the street, so this is the main lateral connection here at 65 feet. I'm going to go ahead and start reeling back here. I'm going to map out the spots with the roots. Now right here at this joint, I don't see roots coming through here per se. I don't know if that's dirt that's made its way through the joint there or not. From the outside of the pipe, it's kind of a hard one to tell. This is another one that's really tough. I mean, it could be some cobwebs stuck inside the joint there, or it could be some very, very tiny roots. Very difficult to determine. This one here, it looks like we've got roots coming down. But again, some of these are so tiny that it's difficult to discern between spider webs and tiny, tiny roots that have come through. It's what it looks like, but in this circumstance, it's probably going to be easier to sleeve the line and just seal off all these old joints so roots can't come through in the future. I'm going to pull back here to the roots that I can verify, and you can have some repair guys review the video to see if they think those are roots or not. They're just so tiny, it's really very difficult to tell. So I'm going to do a marking here at 55 feet, and then I'll mark with the white X and keep working my way back. And so there's the issue with the crack at the beginning of the pipe. And then we've got roots at 18, 52, 54, and then possibly 56 feet and another joint around there. But the ones that are certain are 55 feet and 52 feet, as well as 18. Okay, I did locate right here at the roots. This is a spot that's worth checking with the city to see if they are responsible for the line at this point. We are just shy of the street, maybe only about 6 inches or so from the street and the driveway skirt currently. And the city does take over responsibility out here at a certain point, so it is worth checking with them. I'm going to do another marking right here at 52 feet, so there'll be 2 X's right next to each other. It's only about 3 feet, 3 inches deep. It's pretty shallow right here, but it is under concrete. Okay, we got both these root intrusions mapped out with white X's. I just did another set of locates. It's actually closer to about 4 feet deep. deep here. And again, it's worth checking with the city to see if they take responsibility at this point. A lot of times they do when they're this close to the street. Looks like we got some more roots here at 47 feet. I'm going to move around here a little bit, make sure I'm not missing any roots, so I don't have to keep hopping in and out of the crawl space. It does look like we've got some more small ones coming through right here at the top of the pipe. They're difficult to see, but there are some small root strands. Some of these are really tough to tell. But because the line drains out as well as it does, and because a portion of the line is under concrete, the best option here would be to sleeve the line versus actually digging it up. It's much cheaper and non-invasive. You don't have to crack open the concrete. But there's like a mildewy type substance growing on the top of the pipe here in a lot of these spots, and it's tough to tell if it's covering up some small root strands. Like here, for instance. But these roots are the kind that, if a repair is not done, they can be managed by hydrojetting the line to cut the roots out, and then inputting root-killing foam down the pipe. We've got some more. We're back here at 18 feet. Okay, well, because there are roots throughout the line, and based on the age of it, and because there's terracotta throughout, it's likely that given time, roots will intrude other parts of the line. That's why I think it's worth just sleeving the pipe and updating it. It will be totally sealed off from any further root intrusion in the future. But again, because the roots aren't terribly huge and aggressive looking, hydrojetting and root-killing foam will manage them, but it's something that you have to kind of maintain, every so often. Alright, the marking here, we're up next to the house now, kind of at the front right corner. This right here is under dirt, but it looks like a lot of the line skirts right along the driveway and passes underneath it. So I'm still going to recommend the line be sleeved. I think it's going to save a decent amount of money in repair costs. But right here we're 2 feet 8 inches deep. And normally I'd recommend spot repairs, but there's issues spanning essentially the entire length of the terracotta section of the line. It looks like we do have a little bit of standing water right here, but it's pretty insignificant. With the water turned off, there's probably less than 1/2 of an inch of standing water, but probably about 1/4 of an inch, which is really not a big deal. And then the standing water doesn't get solved by sleeving the line, but the cost savings and benefit you get out of sleeving would far outweigh the need to make that drain out perfectly right there. Okay, so we're back here at the cast iron transition. This is where you can see off to the left. Yeah, pipe is, the camera lens is all gunked up right now. It's hard to see that crack that was there. I thought that crack was more obvious on the way out. I'm going to pull the camera back in here and clean the lens off really quick. Hopefully we can keep it clean long enough to... I could have sworn that on the way out here I saw a much more obvious piece of pipe that cracked away from the line. But it does look like it's at the top there where it's cracked and sort of chipping away. I'm going to mark right here at the cast iron transition. I'll mark this with a white T. And I do recommend sleeving the line from the cast iron transition out to the whole end of the homeowner's responsibility. To take care of the cracked pipe as well as the root intrusions that are throughout the line. Okay, I do have the line mapped out here at the white T marking right here at the transition from cast iron to terracotta. We're about 2 feet and 9 inches deep here. Relatively shallow, but I still think it's, as far as cost savings go, I think sleeving is still going to be a better option here rather than traditional excavation. And I recommend checking with the city to see where their responsibility starts and ends. But I do recommend the line be sleeved from the cast iron transition out to right around at least the street curb area, wherever the city takes over responsibility. Due to the root intrusion throughout the line, and there's a crack at the beginning of the line, and many of the joints are somewhat separated, and in my experience over time usually roots will intrude through other parts of the sewer pipe. So sleeving will fully update the line and ensure that no root intrusion occurs down the road. And with it being sleeved, it will function for many, many years without issue. But I do want to reiterate that currently, because the roots are not gigantic and blocking the line, it is still functioning quite well, but that generally changes over time when you're dealing with roots. And with that crack in the pipe, that could deteriorate over time too and collapse at some point.